they also Wall Street, since the Great Recession.
Yeah, well, I looked at it. I looked at it.
Yeah, so, well, he's also looking
Sometimes I get crossed out.
around as well, so.
Real.
Good to see you, yes, sir. Good to see you.
Good to see you and good to.
But if you survive.
You're good. Okay. Oh, is this for December?
How are you doing that now? Good to see you.
Yep, okay, good. Thank you. All right. Okay, there you go.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, to see you. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Chris is on the
Do you
phone
have
and
the-
us here. I have
Where you can hear everything.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I was trying to say. Or sometimes just don't know how to.
Let me say good morning to all, and thank you all for coming and being part of our board meeting today on the Memorial Association. And at this time, we will have the roll call.
Mr. Mosley,
Here.
Joan Thomas,
Here.
Chris Sanders,
Here.
Ray Smith,
Here.
Chris Collier. Okay. Jack,
Here.
Carolyn, you have four.
All right. Okay, we do have one.
Yes.
So we go for, the approval of the minutes from our last, meeting we had in, September.
We accept the minutes.
Second.
Properly second, that we accept the minutes from, September. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, stand. All right, motion is carried. Now we have public comments. We have three people on, public comments. And you have, 3 minutes. And in order to do public comments, you have to get on your roll before the meeting. You can call in and it will schedule. At this time, we're calling Richard Simpson.
Richard Simpson, Son of Confederate Veterans. I have a question about protocol. I've been informed that a private citizen cannot approach a member of this, board and ask a question. It's a violation of protocol. And I'm also told that the public comment section is exactly that, public comment. We can comment, but the board is under no obligation to answer. Is that correct?
Your second part is correct. It's not a question and answer session, it's an open public forum for you to talk for 30 minutes about anything you want to talk about. I'm not aware of any rule that you can't talk to anybody you want to talk to. You're welcome to call me or call whoever you want to call. There's no rule that you can't talk to people.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
And we do consider the public comments. should weigh in.
Hi, appreciate it. Chairman, board members. It was back on January 11th, I reached out to Jeff, I think, just asking about the condition of the carving. I've seen it over the last 45 years, or almost 50 years now. I've not seen it in this shape for a long time. I know a budget was approved back in 2019 according to me. I looked at it, I didn't find that kind of 2020 and 2021 kind of timeframe, but that there is an action that's going to be taken at some point in time, not sure when. I did find a strategic plan, so I went back and looked at over 60 board minutes and committee minutes, and did not find any action at all. I did look at the strategic plan, didn't find any action at all on anyone's part to move on cleaning it. But I think my real question today is when will it be approved by the board to go clean the carving? It's just in terrible shape right now. And I know that you have people that are experts and geologists that come in and look at this and they evaluate it on a regular basis. There's a point in time when conditional assessments have a diminishing return. There's just simply no value in just doing the same thing over and over and not taking action. And even though, I know, Dwayne, we talked about this a little bit, that doesn't create damage to it to allow this lichen and everything to get on it potentially. But when I read about the minutes, and I read it, I mean, from the previous minutes, it said something along these lines. I know I have 3 minutes, right? That's all I have, 3 minutes, I'll make it fast. Construction of 275-foot linear foot concrete curb containment, 8 inches to 8 inches by 8 inches, 8 inches by 8 inches running east to west, directly above the carving and tablet. Purpose is to divert stormwater away from the carving to reduce the dark staining lichen. And it goes on to talk about potential damage in the long term to future deterioration requiring more significant damage. So at what point will the board take action? If you haven't already, you may have, and I'm just missing it in all the details, and that may be the case. I did see that another organization stepped in. They've asked for it not to be maintained, and this thing is an incredible work of art, and just such an incredible accomplishment by humans to create something like this. I've been all over this world. I worked for Delta, retired from Delta, just retired from Gwinnett County. Been all over the world. When you see something like that, believe me, it's amazing. Just the fact that someone could actually do this. So, without all said, I'm just curious if the board would at least take under consideration, if they haven't already, take an action to do something about the condition of the carving. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. All right, David, Wayne.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for the opportunity to make brief comments. I'm here as a member of the Stone Mountain Action Coalition. You know, as the proud son of sharecroppers from Kentucky and Tennessee, as the descendant of men who fought on both sides of the Civil War, as a longtime Georgia resident and taxpayer, and as a frequent visitor and former annual pass holder of this beautiful park, to ask you today to vote to remove all the Confederate flags, street names, and other Confederate symbols from this state-owned and state-subsidized facility. The carving is, as you well know, protected by state law, but not so the flags, street names, or other symbols. Removing them is well within your authority. Last year, you agreed to hire a company to create an exhibit to tell the truth about the history of the park and provide context for the carving. Public participation in that process will be critical and will take time. Some might say that you should wait until the process related to that new exhibit is over to make any decisions about the flags and street names. That by removing them, that now that you're prejudging the process. I'd argue the opposite is true. The ongoing presence of those symbols suggest, whether fairly or not, that the deck is already stacked toward a particular point of view. How can you expect people to have faith in a process that is supposed to result in an exhibit that tells the truth about the history of the park, and especially the park, while you continue to fly flags and use street names that celebrate the Confederacy and its leaders? Symbols that were later used by members of the KKK, segregationist politicians at this very location to terrorize people who are fighting for their human and civil rights? The answer is that you can't. So as the process to develop the exhibit gets underway, I asked you to create a welcoming environment for all people to participate by voting today, to remove all the Confederate flags that fly in this park and change the names of the streets names for Confederate leaders. That's within your power to do. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Thanks so much for all of this. This time, I will run for.
I didn't hear, sorry about that. How y'all doing?
Good.
Awesome. So today with my Vanna assistant, I'm gonna present to you, results from our Christmas and, Lunar New Year event. Christmas this year, we think very, very successful. However, we had many, many more cold days than normal, but, yeah, we introduced drones and lights. Very well received from the guests and lots of guest engagement and positive guest comments, so I think it's a trend, for the future. That was our big to-do this year, 200 drones, about a 25-minute show, drones, light show, fireworks. And then, just finished yesterday, Lunar New Year, which was, part of our initiatives for this year, doing more cultural events throughout the year. This looks like somewhere else, doesn't it? All that was happening here. We had rain 3 out of the 6 days. It was a 6-day event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for 2 weeks. It was a multicultural event. We had representation from Korea, Vietnamese, Laotian, Chinese, Taiwanese, a variety of, it was a melting pot of the Asian community. And that's what our initiative was, to create a melting pot event that was really, really well received. It was awesome to be out on the lawn when we were doing, again, we did a light show, a drone show and a light show. It was awesome to be out there to hear them go, ooh, ah, and applaud. And, they created fireworks, so we had to represent on the fireworks, and we did, and they loved that as well. So, I think 2 events we can be really, really proud of, that the guests came, enjoyed, and looking to make this a tradition moving forward. Any questions, thoughts?
Christmas was wonderful, several of us were there.
Oh,
Christmas,
beautiful.
It was
Great.
really nice.
Some storytelling, they're making knots there, they're making lanterns there, so we had a variety of areas where you could do things and take away. We had a calligrapher, we did a parade that was really outstanding, and then inside the 4D Theater we had a variety of karate folks and musicians and dancers. It was actually turned out a lot better than I thought, so yay for us.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. Now, the finance report.
The financial statements for the 12 months ended December 31st, 2022. You'll turn to page 2. The unaudited statement of revenue and expenses. Actual year-to-date revenue is $5,334,229. Total expenses year-to-date, $10,092,019. The net operating loss before depreciation, $4,734,829, leaving us with a net loss of $8,588,217. On page 3, the unaudited statement of cash flows. The net cash provided by operating activities year to date, $1,256,142. The decrease in cash and cash equivalent, $1,419,602. Leaving us with a cash and cash equivalent balance at the end of the period, December 31st, 2022, of $12,843,326. On page 4 is the capital project that's in progress or wrapping up. The next page is the current cash balance as of January the 27th, 2023, and that estimated cash balance is $10,294,612. The next 2-3 pages are prepaid transition costs made to Thrive and Crescent. And then a breakdown of the categories of spending. This concludes the financial report.
Comments or questions? Thank you, Ms. Edna. Public safety.
I'm here today because, Bill is in Africa climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, so he should be about to the top by then. So you have me today.
We tell them we want pictures.
Yes, he hasn't sent any yet, so
Okay.
hopefully you will. The only thing I really have to report is Captain Paul Meharry, retired at the end of December. And so we promoted Captain Herman Sedgwick from sergeant to captain. And we promoted, Corporal Diane Coleman to sergeant. And then Officer Pete Dudich got promoted to corporal. With these promotions and Captain Meharry leaving, that leaves us 3 short on the road now, but hopefully we can get some more interviews and get some more people to work.
What about movies?
There's, I think, a few productions coming in, so.
Nothing for currently.
I think there's one today, but
Okay.
this week. That's about all I really have.
All right, thank you so much. Service Department.
Morning. Since we last were together, the cold of December 23rd impacted us greatly. It destroyed the water line going to the top of the mountain, a little over 3/4 of a mile. We got that replaced and everything back functional. Took us about a month to get it, get the new pipe in and get everything installed. But again, it is operational and we're moving forward with that. The campground building will be out to bid within about 3 to 4 weeks. And we hope to get started on construction in the fall of that. And that's our report.
Is there anything that we can do on that pipe to, maybe help it in the future? As far
Well,
as insulation or anything like that?
It is insulated, but with it being directly on the rock,
Right.
and with the temperatures we had, it's pretty unprecedented to get down to single digit,
Right.
then the wind chill. And also part of the problem was it didn't drain properly, and we've reworked that system so that it should drain. We've got a manual cutoff now for it, that we can ensure it's drained.
Good.
Yes.
Have you ever had a massive failure of this line like this before?
No, sir.
I didn't think.
It's been in place about 16 years, and we were very fortunate that it's gone this long.
We had 27 facilities with busted lines, frozen tanks, some
7.1 actual temperature recorded there.
We had 600 feet of it that just went away, was gone. So instead of trying to patch the 60 plus other leaks in it, it was just best to replace the entire system. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. We'll go to the executive section.
Move to go into executive session.
Second.
I'll move to go into executive section. All in favor?